What's going on, guys? Welcome to episode 2 of the Pro Source Pod. Our guest today, Danny Sullivan. Danny was a pitcher at Clearview High School, which is a powerhouse here in New Jersey. Then went and pitched at University of Wilmington for 3 years, transferred to Antelope Valley out in California for his 4th year, and since then has pitched in a few professional leagues and most recently signed a contract with the NJ Jackals. So, Danny, how you doing today, my man? Thank you for coming on.
Good, man. Good to see you. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, for sure. So take us through that a little bit first. Like, how did the whole process go down with you signing with the Jackals?
So Indie Ball Jobs has this event they do, or they have a bunch of different events, I guess, and it just they go down to, we went to Georgia or whatever, and there's 8 different teams there, or 8 different leagues represented. The Frontier was there, American Association, Atlantic League, USPBL, Pecos. I'm missing one, and then also the Party Animals and the Savannah Bananas, that guy.
Wait, he was
there.
Too?
Yeah, dude, they were at that showcase that I was at, and I'm not sure if he got anybody, but he was there too. So I guess if you were pretty good and really funny, I guess you got to talk to that guy.
If you were oozing personality for him,
Yeah, so
a call.
if you're really shitty at baseball but really funny, the Party Animals will take you.
Well, dude, the Party Animals are actually pretty good. I played with a guy who's on that team now. He's a good player.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you know anything?
Of course I do.
Do you know anything?
Of course I do.
Okay.
But yeah, anyway, so there was a showcase with all those different leagues there, and I pitched, and one of the guys from the Frontier, he's the Jackals, came up to me, and he invited me to spring training, and now I'm going to go there in a couple weeks, so that was it. It was what's that?
How long is your spring training?
A week.
It's just a week?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
May 1st to the 8th, and then I think the first game's on the 9th. I
Okay.
mean, it depends team to team. I think how much space you have, and how much time you have on the field before the season starts, type thing. You know what I mean?
That makes sense.
Yeah, because I talked to somebody else. Who's the big left-handed pitcher that works here?
Zach Grace.
Zach Race.
Yeah, I think he's already at his spring training.
What?
Yeah,
He left?
He's with the Wild Things, I think.
Yeah, he's on the Wild Things.
When the
Yeah,
fuck did he
they
leave?
start in a couple of days, or he's already there. So
Yeah, I know Evan leaves soon too.
yeah,
Evan doesn't leave till May though.
yeah, I think Evan's more
He's literally taking 2 weeks to do nothing, which I completely I get it. He's taking 2 weeks. He's not doing a fucking thing.
He did a lot of baseball.
He did a
So
lot of baseball.
I understand that.
He looks a little burnt out right now. He's got foot
you
problems
can see it
right
in his
now.
eyes when he walks in.
He's got foot problems. He lost his man B Sandy. They can't work together in the building, so he's been.
That's a good point.
He's been going through a hardship without someone to help him out.
That's a good point. So, Danny, a question I wanted to ask you was, so obviously going from college baseball into pros, that's a jump that not many people know about. So what was it like facing college hitters and then going into pro ball and facing those guys? What were kind of some of the differences you saw? Were they more different, what's the word I'm looking for? Disciplined. Were they more disciplined hitters in pro ball?
Yeah, dude. Some of them look like they knew what pitch was coming all the time. They're just smart, you know what I mean? And they don't chase as much. They're grown men, so it was a difference, dude. It was definitely a jump.
Yeah.
And then the league I was playing in, it was the Pecos League where I started out, and the ball was flying out there. So I mean, it was just grown men kind of knowing what you're gonna throw with big elevations. I didn't even pitch that great. So
That's out in California, right?
No, I played in Texas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my team was in Alpine.
Okay.
That league was awesome.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Dude, that's sick. So would you find yourself so it obviously made you a better pitcher, right? Because you had to be more careful with what you threw and what counts and what not. Because
Yeah.
in college, there's some counts, if you're on an 0-2 count, you hang a slider, you might be able to get away with it, top of the zone. Guys aren't going to swing at that, but
Right.
pro ball, they're going to make you pay.
Yeah, no, you can't miss over the plate, if I top out at 89 or 90 throughout the game, everybody else does that too. You know what I mean? So that's not fast anymore. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
You can't just throw that down the middle and occasionally blow it by somebody.
They all see it.
Yeah, right. Yeah. And then definitely guys still have outlier stuff depending on where you go. Where there's guys that can just kind of throw top of the zone stuff. You know what I mean? And then just pour their breaking ball in there and get a lot of takes. But those instances are fewer and far between.
Yeah.
No matter how good you are. So yeah, it just your command has to be better. You know what I mean? Your pitch selection has to be better. Got to hold runners better. Just the game just takes a jump, But that's every level, high school to college, college to pro.
For sure.
Pro league to the next pro league. So
Yeah.
it's a jump that you've made before, in terms of what you have to do differently. But it just, it's harder to do. You know what I'm saying?
No, that makes sense.
You got to get better command from high school to college. But then you got to do that again from college to pro, then the next pro league. So
Dude,
the game refines you each time, I guess.
If you're throwing 93 and like touch 95 in high school and you didn't get drafted for some reason and you go to like a coastal or a school like that and you think you can just throw down the middle, those guys get shelled too.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like, I don't think people realize that having good stuff doesn't mean you can just throw the ball.
Yeah.
Like ever. Like,
It just makes you a prospect.
exactly.
And a prospect just means you haven't done anything yet. You know what I mean? It means
I
you're
like that.
talented,
I like that.
but it just means you haven't done anything. Jacob deGrom's not a prospect. He's freaking really good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everybody else is just a prospect because they might be good. You know what I'm saying?
That's a good point.
That's a very good point.
Yeah. Somebody said that to me one time, and I took it as a compliment. Like, hey, you might be a good prospect. Oh, thanks, man. He's like, no, just means you haven't done anything yet. Like, thanks, dude. Like, thanks? Maybe? No, I guess not.
That's fucked up. I like it though.
It's a great point, though.
I know. I
It
like
changes
that.
how you think about the
I
game.
like that saying. If someone said that to me, I'd be like, "Fuck you, dude." Like seriously.
Well, it like kind of lights a fire under your ass too. So
Yeah.
it's like, I'm a prospect. Damn, he's right. I haven't done shit yet.
Yeah. Yeah, there's, Zach Wheeler's not a prospect anymore. He's really good.
Yeah.
Nobody's calling him a prospect.
No.
No, that's a really good point because even like guys who've been around for a couple of years, they'll still like call them a prospect,
Yeah.
even though they've been in the bigs for like 2-3 years now.
Yeah,
It's
I
just
guess
like
if you haven't done anything crazy in the big
have
leagues.
good stuff.
I guess I don't know. Depends how you view it, I guess.
Like Hunter Green last year, people were still calling him a prospect, and it's like, dude, he's been in the league for like 2+ years now. He's still one they kind of fawn over, and he hasn't done anything yet.
Yeah, I don't think he's hit that stride yet, but he will. He's
Is
he's
he?
good.
It's just
I think he's
he
got
has
good
good
stuff.
stuff. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
I think he has
there's the
good
difference
stuff.
between being good and having good stuff.
correct, but it does take it. Usually, you'll see guys like that, and it'll take a couple of years for them to get their feet under them in the big leagues. So it's like it makes sense. I understand what you're saying, but
Didn't take Bieber any time.
Bieber was actually crazy because he was like.
He's good.
He rolled into
He's really
he
good.
rolled into his first or second spring training, and he was slotted as like the 5th starter. Where that was the year he won the Cy Young. The year he won the Cy Young, I watched an interview with him, and he rolled in spring training that year, and they were like, "Yeah, like you might be 5th starter, up and down from AAA." Motherfucker won the Cy Young, and he threw like 92.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and now he's
It
getting
just sucks.
surgery, so that's really unfortunate. But he was a prospect.
Yeah.
He was a prospect.
Guess what? He pitched well.
Pitched really well.
Aaron Nola won the SEC Pitcher of the Year 2 times in a row, and then got drafted, and then he only spent like a year in the minor leagues. I don't even know if it was that long. But he
you're
was
right.
like-
it was really a year and he was up.
Yeah. So.
Oh, he's good.
Well, part of that
He's
is
good.
Yeah.
Talk about a dude who pitches like 200+ innings a year with like 200 strikeouts, and like people just forget about it. Like he pitches a lot. He gets a lot of strikeouts.
He does.
I think an interesting thing to note with that, like a guy like Bieber, a guy like Nola, they don't throw as hard, obviously. So, do you think there's like a little bit more of a level of maturity and understanding about specifically like what they need to do? Like, oh, I need to throw to like this part of the plate, this part of the plate, mix up my pitches this way, as opposed to a guy who like throws 100, is a starter, and doesn't necessarily make it to the big leagues as quick. You know what I mean? Do you think there's more of a level of maturity with the pitchers like Nola and Bieber, because they know they don't have that velo, so they need to be more meticulous with their stuff?
The way we talk about those guys, because they don't throw 100, like we act like they throw slow. They're not throwing 88.
Yeah.
Like Bieber gets
But
up to
to
94.
them, yeah, but
Like
in the big leagues,
95
that's,
sometimes.
you know,
That's still hard.
Yeah,
Like,
it's-
you're gonna
it's
just,
average, though.
You're gonna it's like it's on the below. Like I'm technically average is like 95. I'm pretty sure, and above average on like from all the metrics from TrackMan is like 96+.
yeah.
I think the average fastball in the big leagues like 93.
it's 93.1. Yeah, it's 93.1.
Below average would be like
Not 93 flat.
There
No,
you
I'm
go.
kidding.
Right?
But
Nice, Eric.
I think like 91 is below average.
91's below average.
But they're in the median, like they're average.
yeah, it goes up every year. The average goes up.
But those are guys that have like their stuff is good and they also hit their spots. Like Nola's throwing a 2-seam that's 93.
Yeah.
Or 94. 491 or whatever the hell it comes out at. Like, that thing moves. His curveball, like, people just can't hit.
Yeah.
Like, it's a good curveball. I mean, if he leaves it up, people smash it.
He's a good pitcher.
Yeah.
He's a good pitcher. So Danny, you wanted to ask him the question about his coach at Wilmington.
Oh, yeah, dude. I think I told you the story before. We were facing Wilmington my freshman year in the fall.
Right.
And
you were at what JUCO?
Yeah, I was at Cumberland. That was the year that we won the World Series. But, like, early in that fall, I remember we were facing you guys. It was, like, maybe the second or third inning. Coach didn't like what was going on. He was pissed. He stopped the game, literally stopped the game, pulled every single person on the field, made them go run, and put in a new 9.
It's hysterical.
And I was like, this guy is nuts.
Funny,
and I'm like, dude, people say good things about him, though. Like,
Yeah.
People say really good things about him, and they win. So it's like, what was it like playing for him? Is he a nutbag, or was he, like, not a nutbag?
No, he's a little nuts. I mean, that story's a little bit nuts. I mean, what fall was that? Fall, 2017?
19.
19?
Yeah.
I would have been there for that. I don't remember that, though.
You don't remember?
Oh, you know what, though? I was also playing basketball at that time.
Okay.
I was playing both sports. I might have missed it.
You play basketball, too?
I played for 2 years. I mean,
At Wilmington?
yeah.
I had no idea. You
What?
played basketball.
Yeah. I mean,
That's
it
so
only
sick.
it only
So
lasted
out of
2
nowhere.
years because I was better at one sport than the other. You know what I mean? Like basketball in college didn't go really awesome for me. But I was on the team for 2 years, yeah. So I might have missed that
Did not know
scrimmage.
that.
If that was at the end of October or like middle of October on, I definitely missed
It
it.
was in October.
Okay, well then good chance I missed it. That's hysterical though.
a lot of
Somebody
layers.
definitely told me probably, but like I guess if I wasn't there, I don't remember
Dude,
that.
we thought Gorman was nuts, and Gorman was kind of nuts, and that happened, and we're like, dude, he looks normal.
Yeah.
It was like, what the hell just happened?
Yeah, I mean, I like playing for him, and like that, like I saw him like first play of the game. Somebody hit a ball to right field, and like he's my roommate. The dude missed it. Like was fighting the sun, and it landed. Time, blue, time. Somebody else went and played right field. The kick came off. I mean, there's like stories like that about all you can just throw out there, like a lot. Like there's a bunch of like crazy stories and stuff that he's done. I mean, we used to run a mile every day before practice just because he thought it made us tougher, and it definitely did. Like there's something to be said for just like a lot of running to like make the team mentally tougher. But like that's why we won. You know, like my 2019 Wilmington team, we won 40 games, and we threw a lot of them, like a lot of losses we just threw down the toilet. You know what I mean? Like teams we should have beat that we didn't beat or whatever. So we were in the regional championship. Like he was a good coach.
No.
Yeah, he was just crazy sometimes.
It's like, it's funny because, like, a lot of college coaches, and, like, from talking to people, you kind of realize some of them, like, they're not necessarily baseball people. It's like they're almost drill sergeants, but it works.
He had both though. Like he was a good player.
No, like I'm not saying like he was like a bad coach.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
but
saying
some
like,
guys are
but
drill
like
sergeants,
there's something
sure,
to be
yeah.
said for it's like it could be like you're not necessarily like going to do some crazy training baseball shit, and it's like you guys are all like firing, doing like I don't know water bags or whatever, and this and that, and like bond stop from certain places like. You're going to go in there, you're going to get beat down. You're going to do baseball, obviously, but, like, it's, like, more mental than anything.
Yeah, we had a lot of that at Wilmington. It was cool.
Adds character. Definitely
for
adds
sure.
Yeah,
character.
it does.
Yeah.
And like I think there's something to be said because Danny, obviously, I think you know this. Like, there's a stigma now around long distance running for pitchers, right?
Yeah.
Like everyone says, like you shouldn't run long distance, shouldn't run long distance. Like on Twitter, there's people saying like punishment running should be abolished. And it's like
That's
I
stupid.
disagree with that.
That's
I disagree with that, and I think people are soft nowadays. And it's like, dude, is running a mile like I'll take your example. Is running a mile before practice every day really going to make you throw slower? If you're
No.
soft as dog shit, yeah, it might. But it's like that's going to weed out the weak. You know what I mean? So like I agree. I disagree with that whole thing that punishment running shouldn't be a thing because that toughens you up.
But also on the other side, it's like if you're going to go to a coach like that, you should do more research before you get there. Because it's pretty easy to find out, like, if a coach is, like, what their philosophy is, what they're going to do to you, like, what the practice are going to look like. So it's like, if you don't want to do that, don't go there.
Yeah.
Like seriously, like do your research and find out what it's gonna be like. So instead of just going to a school and being like, oh, like I'm here, like dude, everyone was recruited there. Everyone was recruited. Everyone was blowing smoke up their ass to get them there. And if you think it's gonna be la la land, like you're out of your mind.
Absolutely.
So it's like
Absolutely.
do the homework, find out what the practices are like, what it's going to actually be like for you. And it's like if you don't agree with that, then don't go. Because most of the people that bitch and moan about that shit are the people who leave anyway.
Yep.
Like very seriously, like think about it. Like think about how many people leave because it's like they didn't like the way things were run, and probably because they weren't playing. But like they just disagree with like, oh, like well, we shouldn't be doing this. This is stupid. It's like, but that's not like they're missing the point on why they're doing that stuff in the first place.
Yeah. You have to look at it on a deeper level. And that actually brings me a question I have for you. Was that kind of a reason you wanted to go to Wilmington? Did you fall in love with the head coach and kind of his philosophy, or what were kind of your driving forces to go there?
Well, it was my only offer, so there you go. No, so I was gonna go to a prep school to play basketball for a year. It was like that was like one of the things at the top of my list. I was gonna go play basketball, which was, I don't know, looking back, that's pretty stupid. But yeah, I was gonna go to Rutgers Camden and play for Beans, or go to Wilmington and play for AUG, and Wilmington just played more games.
That makes sense. Yeah.
I gotcha.
I'm not sure. I mean, it was a good decision, I think. Like,
Yeah.
Because then Beans he got fired.
He got canned.
Beans is Dennis Barth. He got fired after my
Yeah.
second year, so I guess the good Lord was looking out for me, having me go to Wilmington, because I was only going to go to Camden to play for Beans, and then he's only there for so long. So yeah.
So if you went there, would you have transferred anyway? Like once he was gone?
I don't know, maybe not. But then so Wilmington gave me a pretty decent offer, and they said I had a decent shot to pitch, and they were a good team. So I was like, all right, well, that's good enough for me.
And they let you play basketball too.
Yeah, that was
That's pretty-
at the
that's
time
pretty
that was
crazy.
huge. Yeah.
What
He was like, yeah, you can play basketball here. I'm like, okay, cool.
That's awesome.
And plus, I didn't want to go very far from home.
What was your reasoning for transferring?
Well, I thought I was a pretty hard worker, and I was like 6'3", like 175 pounds. So I thought I definitely had a lot of room to fill out and throw harder, and it just didn't happen. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I just left to try to get better instruction to throw harder. I also, like my freshman year at Wilmington, like I pitched pretty well, and the team played pretty well. And then my second and third year, they were COVID heavy in terms of how many games we got to play and stuff like that, and I didn't pitch very well. So it was like the team wasn't playing as well. I wasn't pitching as well. Like I wasn't throwing any harder.
Yeah.
I mean, the next year they were in a regional again. You know what I mean? And like they definitely had some guys go in their program and like throw X amount of miles an hour harder, but it just didn't happen for me. So I just, it was a good experience though. You know what I mean? Like I still keep up with a lot of the guys and stuff. So yeah, it was good.
Dude.
Yeah. It was time to leave, and I already transferred to high school once. So
The thing that's crazy about baseball is like the amount of people who transfer. It's not saying like anything bad on it, but it's like the transfer portal is nuts. Like if you go somewhere, like chances are you're probably gonna leave too. Like even if you
nowadays,
like,
yeah.
even
dude, that's
if you're
every single sport now too.
Yeah, like even if you're playing, like maybe the grass is greener over there, and it's like you're gone. It's
Yeah.
like people do it all the time.
Yeah.
And like there's good reasons to transfer sometimes, but with the rate that we see it now, like dude, everyone leaves. Everyone leaves.
Well, people leave very early, and it's like I feel like now because the transfer portal is so heavy, it's like schools are getting guys on their like 4th, 5th year who have been playing already in college and are like doing stuff. So then like a young kid goes away, he expects to play right away, and then it's like it's not happening.
And then there's a 24-year-old at a spot.
Exactly,
Yeah.
but it's like an 18-year-old doesn't have the maturity of a grown man who's 23. Like, it's just you're not going to be as strong. You're not going to be as seasoned. You're not used to seeing what they're seeing all the time. So it's like, obviously, they're going to play that guy over you.
Yeah.
But they can't understand that, and, like, no one wants to wait at all.
For sure.
And it's like, I completely understand it, though.
Yeah, no,
But
I
it's
do
like,
too.
it's bizarre.
Yeah, because coaches will go, like, we were talking about this the other day. Coaches will go out of their way to recruit those older guys now. Like, you'll see.
Oh yeah, dude.
Like, a lot of D1 baseball now is pretty saturated with, guys transferring out of high caliber D2s or, mid-tier D1s that just have that playing experience. and then they're going to play in a Power 5 conference, and they're the fucking dude. And it's because they have that playing experience. And then, going back to our original point, it's like an 18-year-old kid with high school playing experience. Maybe he went and played in a perfect game, All-American game, whatever. He's not going to see the field. And it's like, there really is something to be said about that level of maturity that college baseball, puts on a kid. And it's like, kids are soft now, and they just want to jump ship. It's at the bat of an eye, or the drop of a, what's that? The drop of a
Hat.
Drop of a hat. Drop of a hat. Thank you. Yeah, kids just want to leave at the drop of a hat because they can't handle a little bit of adversity and, gut things out. But that's just the way the game is now, and yeah, you see a bunch of it.
So, dude, I have to know. So you went from D2, like highly competitive D2, that was good. Like, you guys were good. You said you won 40 games.
Yeah.
To was it NAIA?
Yeah.
I don't even know how to say it.
That's it.
Dude, there's such a stigma around NAIA. I can't even say it. NAIA.
NAIA.
Yeah, NAIA. What is that competition like? Because people say it's like, there's like people who say it's idiots who just play sports. And it's like, but they said.
That was a lot of us.
They said.
That was a lot of us.
But they say it's like, the sports, the baseball, whatever, good. It's good competition. But it's usually like people who weren't very gifted in the classroom and couldn't handle like the school part.
Well, okay, my 1 year at an NAIA school, I was on campus maybe 4 or 5 times. Like we did everything online, and it was like the same assignment every week. Write a 1,500-word essay and submit it. And then they gave you a great grade. It was insane. I couldn't believe it. So and a lot. I mean, the school I was at actually just closed its doors for good, like in the middle of the baseball season. Like,
wait, what?
Yeah,
I saw you post on Twitter about that.
all the kids got banged, bro.
Middle of the season?
Yeah, they got to find a new place to study and play.
I told you.
Oh, dude, that
The
kid,
school
you
was
gotta
like,
talk to.
dude, there was something going on with the school's money problems, dude. I don't know, man. Like, a parent company bought out the school, and then that company started paying the employees in like stock options. I don't know what the heck was going on, bro. It was crazy. There's some weird stuff that goes on at NAIA schools. But anyway, the baseball was really good, man. It was mostly older kids, and we played in California. And anyway, I played in a Division II regional and an NAIA regional. And the NAIA was in California, so that might help. But I thought the NAIA was a little bit better.
No, that's fair.
It makes a lot of sense.
I mean,
it's
we were
also
the
like-
4-5. There was 5 teams in a region. We were the 4-5 matchup, and there was only one kid out there who didn't. The game went 12 innings, so everybody, so many pitchers pitched. There's only 1 or 2 kids out there that didn't run up to 90.
Wow.
And they were both on our team.
Wow. Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, it's like you went out to California where it's like people just play baseball all the time.
Yeah.
Like, not the Northeast in fucking February when it's still fucking 30 degrees out and you're playing
you
baseball.
still kind of can't even go outside.
No, that was one of the really hard things. Like, my freshman year, it's like, it's February 7th. We're going to Virginia where it's still 30 degrees, and we think this is like baseball weather. Like, we're serious right now.
Yeah.
It's like, and then you hear stories of like last year, like for opening day, we were shoveling snow off the field. It's like, what?
Dude, my opening day in California was in January, and it was 65 degrees out.
Yeah.
It was insane.
Must be nice.
Pretty nice.
Yeah, we started practice January 3rd.
Did you like the facilities?
We played at an old minor league stadium.
That's sick.
It was
That's
it
sick.
used to be something for the Rockies.
Are you serious?
It was with the Rockies and the Astros.
Okay.
And then there's a lot of good guys played there at that field, like Altuve and Carlos Gonzalez and
That's kinda
Dallas
cool.
Keuchel, and those guys, they all
That's
played
pretty
there.
cool.
That's awesome. Have that
It
home
was
field.
technically the cities, so they didn't take awesome care of it, and nobody came to the games, but we played at a cool field, so
Yeah, that's
you
sick.
know, yeah, it was cool.
Wow. I had a question. What was it?
Can't remember his question. Just thinking too hard. Looks like he's about to blow a gasket.
I'm like the thinker.
Did you write it down?
I did. I'm
Why
gonna
don't you just
take
look
it.
at your phone? Writes down questions just to use his head for it. This guy.
Dude, those are sick hats.
Thank you, dude. You want one?
Kinda.
Might have an extra one sitting around somewhere.
If you don't worry about it, but they are nice hats.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, how many athletes you guys got now?
We have 7 right now.
That's That's a good jump from last time I
Yeah.
asked you. That's good, man.
which is like, dude, there's a lot going on in the DMs, and it's just like, slow and steady wins the race. Slow and steady wins the race.
Okay. You got a lot of pictures?
Yeah, it's like I think we have 4 pitchers,
Yeah,
4 pitchers, 3
Nice,
hitters.
I think I don't know.
Are they high school kids? High school kids, most of them?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's like one college kid.
Where's he go?
Where the fuck's he go?
He goes to
Chicago?
JUCO.
Chicago.
Yeah, to JUCO in Chicago.
Is he from around here?
No, Chicago.
Yeah, he's from
Dude, that's
Chicago.
sick, man. You guys are getting it out there, bro.
Worldwide. I
I had a call scheduled with a kid from like Sudan.
No way. Dude.
I swear to God.
Yeah, that's sick.
No, I don't remember what. Do you remember what it was called?
no.
Yeah, it was like it was.
Wait, was it Kuwait?
Yeah, it was
It
Kuwait.
was Kuwait. Yeah.
Wait,
yeah.
nice, dude.
It was like right next to Saudi Arabia. I'm
Did
like,
you
what
get on the
hell?
call?
He didn't make it. He
'Cause of the
scheduled at the
time
wrong time
difference.
because of the time difference.
like
I
a
hit him up. I was
like a
like,
different
"Yo,
day there."
Yeah, what happened?" And he goes, "Dude, I thought it was my time." I'm like, "Where the fuck are you from?" He's from Kuwait, so it makes
Wow.
sense. Yeah. I'm sitting on the call. It's like 8 o'clock. I'm like,
did you see
"Where
video of
is
him
he?"
before you got on the call?
I saw. There's a picture on his like Instagram bio. And I was like, okay, he looks like he's from America. And he was not. He was from Kuwait. And like his answers made sense on the form. It was like,
It's like my
what's the biggest thing holding you back? It was
my
like,
environment.
yeah, like where
Oh,
like
man.
where I
That's
live.
unfortunate, dude.
Where I
There's
live
a
and where
war
I'm
going
from.
on.
Yes, like,
Oh,
I'm like,
poor
wha-
guy.
he's like,
I don't
where-
know if there's actually a war going on.
I don't think
Yeah,
there
but
is.
like, who cares about baseball in Kuwait? You know?
Yeah,
He's like, where I live
Kid
and
just
where I'm
wants to get
from.
better.
I'm like, I mean, where could you be from? And then it was like, oh, he's from Kuwait. Like he's not from the ghetto or like anywhere where it's just like they don't really care about
Oh,
baseball. It's like he doesn't live in the country.
Dude, you guys got to get him on your team. Bro.
Yeah,
Get him
sure.
throwing
Gotta
shit.
be a pro source guy.
Yeah.
Got to reach back out to Noah.
Speaking of throwing shit, that was my question. So, obviously, you and I are pitchers. Nick understands some of the stuff too. But what is your training philosophy right now as far as gaining velo is concerned? And like, kind of take us through what you do to gain velo.
So I got a guy. His name's Albertus Barber. I found him on Twitter.
I know that guy.
You know him
yeah.
on
Yep.
Twitter? Yeah,
Yep.
he's big on Twitter.
He's got a guy.
Yeah. So anyway, I work with him remotely. He puts together a nice program. I send him videos periodically on how I'm throwing, and then he'll break down mechanics, give me new drills. But that's the thing. Like I don't know how to gain velocity. Like no idea. So I have somebody else think about it for me, and then I just put the work in.
Yeah.
And then like for me, I just like it's been going in like jumps. Like I'll be stagnant for a while, then make a big jump, and then be stagnant again, and make another big jump. Like over. Like when I got to college, I was topping out like 86, and then I stayed there for 3 years. And then my 4th year, I was like getting up to 88, 89 in a game. And then like my 5th year, I was like 90 or 91 in a game, top, best ever. So like it's been going up steadily since I got like more, knowledge on how to do it. But I really don't know how to do it.
So what do you?
I have somebody else do it for me, and I just try to do what they tell me.
So when you
Sorry,
do,
that's
No,
that's a dumbass answer.
No,
but
no,
that's
no, that-
literally exactly what
that's
it
not
is.
a
I
dumbass
have no
answer.
idea.
That's perfect. That's
I literally
perfect.
have no idea, dude.
yeah, for sure. No, it makes a lot of sense though, because like, dude, I don't fucking know. I didn't know either until I started popping on a program.
Yeah.
But so when you did make those jumps, what would you say are the one or two maybe biggest factors that helped you do that? Was it gaining weight? Because I know you said you were,
Okay. Yeah.
6'3", 175. Was it gaining weight? Was it the throwing program you switched to?
Well, I didn't even stop growing until like my 3rd year in college. I'm like 6'4" and a half now. So like, and then I gained some weight. So now I'm like 195. So I kind of grew in my body late, like probably 20 or 21. I kind of like stopped. You know what I mean?
Later than you wanted it.
No, I mean, I was hoping to get like 6'8", 6'9", get back on the hardwood again.
Yeah, I was gonna say you'd be back on the court again.
No, but I started throwing weighted balls when I was like 21. Like I did that late. I didn't even own a pair of J-Bands, so I was like, 20 or 21 years
That's
old. Dude, like
crazy.
I worked really hard at like the things that I thought were good, but I didn't know what was good. You know what I mean? I would long toss like every day that I could and run a lot.
Did
And,
you ever
like-
have arm problems?
Never. Knock on wood. So yeah, I got in like a more structured plan, using the weighted balls, being on a good J-band program, having a good hit mobility routine was huge.
Yeah.
I look like a pitcher now, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
the way I go about my business. I used to try really hard, but not have
You're like a dude
the
that
smartest
pitched.
routines. Yeah, I mean, I was like a pitcher. I was mentally in a baseball game, mentally IQ, never bad, always pretty good. But as far as routine goes, all my weightlifting got baseball specific. You know what I mean? After getting a decent layer of strength, not very strong now, but I'm at least strong enough to start focusing on baseball.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Not very strong, but strong.
Also, stop.
Strong enough.
No, I like
not
that.
playing
that answer
basketball
is
anymore is
fun.
good.
Yeah,
You know?
not playing basketball will help.
So, I mean, I don't like admitting that, and it may or may not even be true, but I think it's probably true.
Well, I mean, you just have to focus on your one sport more, so it
Yeah.
makes sense that you would feel better about that answer. It's
Also,
playing
dude,
less basketball.
throwing a lot too. You got to go to a school where you're gonna pitch a lot. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be out of the pen, as a starter, whatever. Because you don't throw harder, sitting around watching other guys throw.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
So you got to go to a place where your development's a priority because they want you to be good. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a huge thing when, like you said earlier, doing your research. It's dude, what do you
no
guys...
one does the research.
No one does the research.
No one does the research.
It's
I didn't do my research. So, I understand if someone else
Yeah.
didn't do research. And I was always calculated in everything I did. So, it's dude, look into
Except
it.
making a decision
Yeah,
to go to a
yeah,
college.
Yeah, look into it. Don't just be
Yeah.
okay, I like this. Go.
Absolutely.
It's dude, no.
But
look
at the
into
end
it.
of the day, dude, if you're just you got to throw hard X amount of days a week. If you want to throw hard, you have to try to throw hard.
Absolutely.
If you want to jump high, you have to try to jump high.
There's no secret sauce to
You know what I
getting
mean?
those things unlocked.
So it's there's definitely different things I did as I went on. But at the end of the day, you just have to keep trying.
Yeah.
That's it, dude. You just have to keep trying, man.
what are so,
It's
Especially
there.
in baseball, because scientifically, guys don't hit their prime till 27. I've heard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something like
You know
that.
what I mean? 28 in baseball. It's crazy. So you just got to keep trying. You know?
what are some of the weirdest routines you've seen some pitchers do? What are some of
I
the
seen a guy-
stranger things you've seen people do to attempt either throwing harder or just getting right?
I seen a guy
Pitchers
warm
are
up his
weird.
arm by bringing in a dinner plate and doing different exercises with it, keeping it on his hand and moving it around different places.
That's
and
the
then,
most NAIA shit I've ever heard.
It wasn't even NAIA, dude.
That's
This
surprising.
is summer ball. This was summer ball. It was an 18-year-old kid. He left-handed, threw really hard.
Lefty.
Only threw
Makes
2 days a week, dude. He's 17 years old, up to 88, 89. Left-hander. Only threw 2 days a week. On game day, never threw past 60 feet.
It's only
was
weird if
insane,
it doesn't
dude.
work.
It was insane. And then when he hit a certain number of pitches, and then I'm like, yo, where'd you get that plate, man? Is that your mom's or something? He's like, yeah, man. It wasn't his mom's, it was his host family's. And he dropped it, she was all pissed off at him. It wasn't even his. He's moving it around on his arm, keeping it off the ground, doing different things. I'm like, what is happening? And it was my first game there. And then he goes out to play catch. I'm like, is this guy starting today? They're like, yeah. He throws the ball 15 times, half intensity. Then gets on the mound and starts throwing it as hard as he possibly can. And then 75 pitches hit, and he just left the game. That was it. He had his pitch count, he hit it, and that was it.
I
It
guess
was insane. He was really good too.
that's one of the most out there things I've ever heard a pitcher doing. And I've been around this game a long time, and I've
juggling a plate.
played with a lot of very strange individuals. That might take the cake.
That's
crazy.
That's up there.
Yeah,
That's
it
an
was-
all-time.
That's
That's
psychopathic
an all-time
behavior.
weird, and it would be a lefty.
Would be a lefty.
Would be a lefty.
Would be a lefty.
An all-time weird story of someone doing weird stuff before they played. That's one. And trust me, I have some stories on some people.
Yeah.
And I was at college league too, and he just absolutely dominated the whole thing, the whole time.
What league was that?
New York College Baseball League, NYCBL.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
NYCBL, yeah, I know that league.
yeah. It was fun. It's a good league.
How was that competition?
It was good. I mean, my team was mostly Division II and Division III guys that were older, and then we played a team with 20 Division I guys on it in the playoffs. They were Mansfield or whatever, and we beat them. You know what I mean? They were a bunch of young guys that threw hard.
Yeah.
Had good tools. So that's kind of what you got, a younger Division I guy, or an older Division II or III guy. That was pretty much the league. So it was good.
Yeah,
Solid league.
those leagues are because I played in the ACBL 2 summers, and it's same thing. You get a lot of high caliber D2 guys, some D3 guys thrown in there like myself, and then dude, surprisingly a lot of D1 guys. surprisingly. There's one team.
Are they just home for the summer?
They're just home for the summer. They didn't want to go away. There were guys who like didn't play at all, who didn't sniff the field. Like there was 2 kids from Duke that I faced on one of the teams.
That's cool,
Dude,
dude.
there were 2 kids from Duke, but they just didn't sniff the field at Duke, and they played in the ACBL. So they probably ended up hitting the portal if I had to guess. But yeah, dude.
Question for you on the coaching side, right? You coached for travel organization at one point, right? And now you're coaching
No.
at high school. You never coached travel.
No.
Because I've seen you know a couple of like guys from like a certain team.
I
So it's like-
don't know. I mean, I did lessons and stuff.
Okay, you were doing
So,
lessons and stuff.
Like I might have like.
Where are you doing lessons out of before?
Well, I did them with I did them here at All Pro, and then I do them with Mr. B, Joe Barth.
Okay.
Joe
Okay,
Barth
that makes
Jr.
more sense.
Yeah, he's freaking insane. He's like the smartest baseball guy I'll ever meet. He's crazy, but he's really smart.
He's crazy, but he's really smart.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just the Barths.
Rothschild.
The Barths in general, it's just if you say that name in South Jersey, people are like, oh shit.
Really ruffles some feathers.
I wouldn't say ruffles, just people are like, okay, like, yeah, like baseball.
Some
Like right
people-
away, they're just like, yeah, baseball.
Some people don't like
Who
that name.
doesn't like?
There's people. There's people.
It's more. It's not Joe. No, wait, is it Joe? Is it Joe? Was he the Arsenal? Is Joe Arsenal guy?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, people don't like Joe.
People don't
People
like
don't
Joe.
like Joe.
Uh-huh.
People do not like Joe, dude.
I don't know.
I
really
mean,
don't know, dude.
No, like,
Arsenal won a lot. I think that might be why.
I'm not gonna say anything. Like I don't really have anything personally against them. It's just I
don't either.
I know people in general don't. The consensus is some people don't like them, and then some people really do like them.
Listen, I never played for the guy. I never even met him in person. I just know there's some history there with certain people, and I'll leave it at that. But
With you?
not me. I just got done saying not me.
Well, the way you made it sound, it was like
Some people.
you know something. That's fine.
There are things that I know.
Wait, so you work with Dennis? Like you work with Dennis? Do you just know the Barth family?
I mean, a little bit. I mean, I played for Dennis when I was in. I mean, I played for Joe and Dennis when I was a senior in high school. I played for the Arsenal fall senior year, and then I played for Brooklyn after I graduated. So then after that,
Okay,
I
that's
kind
fair.
of know him a little bit.
That makes sense. Cool.
Yeah.
So another question I had for you was like, so giving lessons now, right? Seeing a bunch of, and also coaching for GC, seeing a bunch of youth guys, coaching some high school guys. Is there a common issue that you see among the guys you coach? Because I definitely do when I give lessons, and it's like a glaring issue that I see with a lot of guys. Is there anything specific that you see that's kind of like a commonality amongst some of the guys you coach?
It's the same thing I had when I was 16, 17, 18, dude. Like, you don't have a good enough routine. That's the same thing with every single guy, dude.
Hit the nail on the head.
It's like when an 11-year-old comes in for lessons, you know what I mean? It's just like, I like it, you know, I enjoy helping the kid. But, like, I try to tell him, like, dude, if you want to be good, like, you know, by the next Wednesday that I see you, do this, this, and this, you know what I mean? Because, you know, you can't get really good at pitching, you know, one day a week.
One day a week,
You know
exactly.
what I mean? And then even the high school kids, you know, like some of them have really good routines. Other guys that are younger, maybe not. You know what I mean? And those guys are like, you know, they're trying to get a routine. They're like learning. You know what I mean? They ask me or another coach, like, hey, what do you do after you throw? You know, what do you do before you start? Type of thing. To try to get on a good routine, but like that's it.
Yeah.
That's
And-
it. Because
and that
they're all
makes-
talented. You know what I mean? They're all really
100%.
talented. You just got to like. Yeah. How many buttons you got
You were
on that thing?
jonesing to use that. You were jonesing to use that.
I'm surprised it took you this long.
But yeah, dude, I think you hit the nail on the head with that. Like, that's what I had in mind too. And it's like going back to the whole routine thing. Like I would say that even if you're not the most talented pitcher, right? Even if you're not the most talented, but you have a consistent routine that you are religious with and you trust it and you execute on that routine every day, you will be better because of that. And I can say that because that's what I did. Like in high school, I was like, I threw kind of hard. I was decent, like up to 86 my junior year. But like before that, I was in upper 70s, touching low 80s. But I had a routine like set in stone. And like, I think there's something to be said about the confidence internally that gives you, just like knowing that you're prepared to go do X task. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like you can be And I'm not saying that having a good routine is going to take you to the major leagues. Obviously, there's skill work, there's work that
I
needs
think
to
it
be
might
done.
though.
It depends. It depends.
Dude,
I
if you
mean,
get really, really good doing the same thing all the time, like what's your routine supposed to help you with? Throw hard, throw strikes.
well, I'm more so talking about like a pregame routine
Oh,
or
yeah,
throw,
no, okay, yeah.
throwing regimen throughout the week. But yeah,
Right.
like if you have a lifting routine, throwing mobility, all that stuff, yeah, that could take you to the major leagues.
Right.
But it's more so, yeah, I should have specified that from the beginning, but more so like a pregame routine or throwing routine that you do throughout the week. I think that guy that has that routine set in stone, that's maybe like a upper 70s, touching 80 guy, will be better than a guy who already throws in the mid to high 80s who just kind of just goes aimlessly and doesn't do shit. I think that guy with the routine will pitch better.
It could happen though. You know what I mean? Like that
But
race shouldn't be close,
But what level?
but it would get close.
Is he getting? Like, is it just for high school or is it for?
Yeah, we'll say high school.
Okay, that's different because, dude, you could be throwing literally 80 in high school and you can carve people if you just hit your spots. Like, I've seen it. Like, if you just know how to pitch, you can do a lot of good things in high school baseball. When you get to the next level, the same thing's not going to work. It's just how it is. Like,
Yeah.
you need to have more stuff than throwing 80 a couple times. Like, it's just not going to work. Like, I don't care how crafty you are. Like, you need some type of feeling. It's like the mid 80s can get it done, but like,
Absolutely.
if you're like sitting in the high 70s, dude, good luck. Like, you're either not going to play or you're going to get in, and you're going to get destroyed. Like,
Yeah.
very seriously.
The bar is definitely going up.
Yeah.
Every year, the bar is going up.
Which is each level, like, there's a drop off in terms of like your margin of error. Like, even as a hitter, like, you can't miss a middle pitch. Like, if you get that and you miss it, well, dude, someone else is going to hit it. Someone else is going to take advantage of it. And that's why, like, anyone who leaves a ball middle in the pros, it's always a home run. Like, if you leave a mistake like that, dude, it's gone. Like, don't give anyone that pitch.
Oh,
So it's
true.
like every level that you climb up, like, you can't make the mistakes that you used to get away with just because people aren't as talented. Like, it's the best of the best for a reason. Like, everyone that's on that field was recruited and they were viewed the same. Like, they were the dude at one point at the school they were at, like, or they were someone important to the program they were in. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, no one's special. And that's the thing that's like hard for people to wrap their heads around, because it's like they might have been at like really small school that they dominated, but it's like they go away finally and it's like they're around everyone who's just like them, and then there's like a class older than them with the same caliber, but they're more seasoned. It's like no one's ready for that.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And that goes back to what we were talking about before with the whole transfer portal thing.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. Now, what you're saying, yeah, that has a lot of merit to it. I agree with that, definitely. And it's like, you see it so much nowadays. And it's like the pitching specifically, and it's a shame to say this, but like the art of pitching is kind of becoming a lost art, because it's just numbers on that velo board. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, dude, there's people that I know in professional baseball that have told me that if you throw below 95, you better have a top 1% fastball profile. A top 1% fastball profile. So like whether it's vertical, horizontal, like all that stuff, spin rate, carry. You know about the elusive, the cut carry fastball. That's like a big thing now. But yeah, if you throw below 95, like
That's like glass now.
good
Cut
luck.
carry.
Yeah, exactly. Glasnow. Yep, the cut carry. And he's an interesting one because he like hurt his wrist when he was younger, and like his
Oh, yeah,
wrist
that's right.
is stuck in supination. So like he
That's
can't
hysterical.
help but throw cutters.
It's such
Yeah.
a pitcher statement right there.
Yeah.
You're stuck in supination. Like,
He is.
shut up.
He's stuck in it.
He's stuck
Can't
in
get out of it.
supination. He doesn't throw a
Stay there
changeup.
forever.
He literally can't throw a changeup
Yeah, he just replaced his changeup with a sinker.
with the sinker.
Yeah, he threw like 12 changeups last year.
Yeah.
But he's throwing sinkers now.
He loves Metallica too.
Does he?
Tyler Glasnow?
Yeah, he loves Metallica.
Good for him.
That I didn't know. Also
metal
loves psilocybin.
You know, he also loves complaining that spider tack caused his injury. Just shut up. Just don't get hurt. I don't know what to tell you.
He does.
Stop blaming sticky stuff and the fact that it's illegal.
Bro, they banned it
Yeah.
cold turkey though.
It was
That's what he
like
saying.
it was like
Did
a
you,
weird.
Did you listen to him?
Yeah, it was like I'm not gonna defend the dude because he shouldn't have been using it. It's just more of like,
Well, everyone is using it.
yeah, I
Listen,
get
I
it.
never use sticky stuff, so I don't know.
That's what I was gonna ask you.
No, haven't. People say, dude, I played catch with a guy. So like when sticky stuff was getting like popular, I played catch with the guy using it for the first time. We were like 10 feet away, bro. He started spiking it. He couldn't let go of it. He used like way too much. And I'm like, what? Wait, this is the cheat code. Like the guy
used it
can't play catch
before.
right now.
No, I've used it before. I've used it in a game once. Like I never really used it in a game, but I've thrown bullpens with it, and like I think you and I used it, or maybe not.
I didn't use it with you.
But
Definitely helps. Though.
it helps, bro. It helps tremendously. But there is that kind of feeling you'll get like if you use way too much, bro. It's going straight into the ground. It is going straight into the ground. But yeah, like I've thrown bullpens with it before, and dude, I've seen on the track, man, my spin rate was like 2,200 without it, which is like, it's okay, average fastball. Bro, I threw a fastball at 2,900.
No way, dude.
Yeah,
That's insane.
with sticky stuff.
Did he go up?
Bro, the thing was to the moon. The thing was to the moon. It's insane. But yeah, I mean, the whole sticky stuff thing with the MLB is interesting because like there's still guys using stuff now.
You think so?
There's still guys using stuff now.
I mean, is rosin and sunscreen illegal?
I think it technically is.
It is.
Yeah.
Sweat and rosin is still
That's fine.
sticky, but it's
That's good though, right? It's okay.
yeah, that's fine.
Sure. That one's good, but the other stuff's
Dude,
illegal.
they check every inning. The umpires, they feel the guy's hands up. See that?
They could just make new balls and get rid of juice balls, but they won't do that because they want more home runs.
Oh, okay. All right.
You look like you.
Wait, how does that factor in?
That one threw you off.
The reason they started using sticky stuff is because the balls are wound so tight you can't grip them.
Gotcha.
So and they didn't want to admit they were juiced. Do you remember when people were saying like the balls are juiced, the balls are juiced?
Yeah.
The balls are juiced.
They are.
I have like just even like a BP ball like from like BP like they're tight as shit. It's like so it's like I understand why they would use it, but instead of changing the balls so the pitchers don't have to use it, it was like nah, like you guys can figure it out. And it was like and they should all use sticky stuff, and then people were getting plunked in the head, and then they're like, okay, well, no, or was it the people were getting plunked in the head when they took away sticky stuff?
When they took it away.
The whole thing's stupid.
Well, yeah,
just make a new ball.
If you can't hold on to the ball, you release it back here. That's arm side and high.
The whole thing's
You know what I
stupid.
mean?
Just get a new ball.
Well, there was like the whole thing before where
There's like no seams.
Bryce Harper said it before too, and no, I'm not talking about that, but Bryce Harper said it too. He's like, I don't care if guys use sticky stuff because I don't want to get hit. But then they were kind of closed off to the fact that, bro, it makes your shit way better.
Yeah.
Way better. Like, I kind of understand it, like why they took it away. Because if you throw a slider and it's spinning, it's 2,400 RPM slider. That's a good slider. But then you use spider tack and you're throwing a 3,000 RPM slider, dude. That's a different pitch, and that's cheating. That's cheating.
Okay. Good. They tried something someone else wasn't doing at the time. Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
They called Bill
cheating,
Belichick
bro.
a cheater. Did he cheat? No, he was just working harder than everyone else.
He definitely cheated.
They called Barry Bonds a cheater. Dude, I heard a whole thing.
Steroids.
No, I heard
When it was illegal.
I heard a
Should
whole,
be in the Hall of Fame, though.
No.
Barry Bonds should be in the
No,
Hall of Fame.
when I was in Myrtle Beach, shout out to Edwin. Edwin was telling a story. It was like he's really adamant about it. So when all those guys were on juice, like apparently it wasn't a big deal. So they did a test on everyone, right? No, it was never illegal. No one ever said anything about illegal. Everyone knew they were on it, right? And then like the report came out, and the media started making it a thing. So like Major League Baseball, like they weren't supposed to publicize like who took it. Everyone took it, but like Bonds, McGuire, like the dudes at the top all took the fall for it. But like they were told it was okay. Like there used to be interviews where like they had the steroids in the back like of their locker room. Like you could see it like above their heads and shit. Like dead serious. And like everyone knew what was going on. It wasn't like, oh, like let's not talk about it. It was like they were fine with it, and then they started catching heat. So like it became a big deal, and then they kind of just banned everyone. And this is before Yeah, no, like the whole like it was like encouraged, like it wasn't a big deal, and then like there was a weird bad rap for it, and then it's like, dude, the whole thing's bizarre.
Yeah.
I'll dive deeper in it and figure out what the hell was
That's a
going
whole
on.
nother podcast. That's a whole nother podcast. You ever see the commercial? It's like Mark McGuire's hitting all those home runs, and Glavine and Smoltz come up.
Chicks dig the long ball.
Chicks dig the long
Yeah, chicks
ball.
dig the
They're
long
like, we're at Cy Young winners over here.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Dude, that was like peak steroid era.
It was, yeah.
That was like peak Mark McGuire, just fucking hitting everything.
Everything is all.
That made baseball more entertaining. I don't care.
I wasn't alive for
You
it,
didn't
yeah.
watch it.
That made I know I wasn't. I wasn't
did-
watching baseball at that point.
All right, so yeah, he's making a bold claim right now. He doesn't watch baseball now.
I watch.
He doesn't
not
watch
as
baseball.
Much baseball
No,
now.
he doesn't.
Maybe
watch
not as much as I
No,
should.
he doesn't watch baseball.
Dude, I watch
now.
every single Phillies game.
Good.
Like you should.
Every
And
night.
I probably
Every
should
night.
too.
Yeah, he doesn't watch baseball.
I gotta start watching baseball. I watch all the John Boy
Self
breakdowns.
admitted, like he's and he would take like pride in this. Like, I'm a pitcher. What does that mean? Like, I like throwing a ball. Do you like know like the rules of baseball? Like, what's the infield fly rule?
Infield fly, batter's out.
Batter's out, correct. Very good, Eric. Batter is out.
We're trying to work on the IQ part of baseball.
Yeah, that's like
We get in fights about it.
So that's actually a really good point that I wanted to bring up. And like I know there's other pitchers that deal with this.
I think he knows what's going on in the game though.
He definitely does. You admitted already your baseball IQ is good. So
Well,
I don't
yeah,
know.
I hope, you know.
I don't know when you were PO'd. I was PO'd my freshman year of high
That'll
school.
do it.
Wow,
That'll
really?
that'll do it.
I was
No way,
PO'd
dude.
my freshman year of high school.
That's not good for anyone.
So you
So-
said you got PO'd, like somebody made that decision for you?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, in high school.
Did you like it?
Yeah.
Were you pit? Oh, you weren't.
No,
upset?
I knew I wanted to be a pitcher, and I was like, I kind of tried out for shortstop too, and I was like, maybe I will. And I could pick it a little bit, had a good arm, but couldn't swing for shit. But anyway, I got PO'd super early, and like we've talked about this, I think that kind of like put me in I just had the horse blinders on, right? I was just focused on pitching. Like
Right.
I need to do my job. Baseball to me exists 60 feet, 6 inches away, and that's
Right.
not good. You know what I mean? Like as a pitcher, you
Probably has its pros and cons, though. Right?
it has its pros, but it definitely has its cons.
Yeah.
Because like, dude, you need to be aware of everything else that's going on. And I'm not saying my baseball IQ is horrible. Like
It's
I
not
didn't know what.
So
I'm not saying I didn't know what to do when the ball was hit to me.
you
Like,
have one job. You have one job. If it's hit to the right side, you run to first base.
Run to first base.
And if it's anywhere else, you get the fuck out of the way, or you're backing up either home plate or third base. It's
Yeah.
not that hard.
Yeah, no, and all that stuff. I
If
was
you
cool
do,
with.
if there's first and third, you throw a pickoff. Where do you run? Guarantee he doesn't know this.
Say it again.
If it's a first and third, early break, they're trying to get in a rundown. Where do you go when you get rid of the ball?
First and third, early break. Fuck, we've done this.
Dude,
You go to second.
No, once you get rid of the ball, you go between first base and home plate. So whatever happens, if the ball goes home and you need to be the second dude up if it goes more than one throw, you're going to get the ball coming back home. If you go to first base and there's a rundown over there, you're going to be backing up first base instead of the second baseman because the ball goes to the second baseman.
This podcast should be titled "Teaching Eric Baseball IQ 101." That's fine. Listen, I know how to make guys throw harder.
No,
that's my job.
I'm roasting a little bit right now, but I will say this because we've talked about it ever since like I've been like coaching at prep, like talking about things the guys don't know baseball wise, and it drives me nuts. And then I'll look at him, and he's usually like when it comes to actual baseball IQ, he's usually a little bit behind. He knows a lot more than these kids, which is startling. No, it's like he played baseball a long time, so he should know this stuff. But it's like when we talk about it, it's hard for him to bring it up. But then like we'll be talking, he's like, how don't they know that? It's like, if Eric knows and they don't, that's a problem.
Yeah, if my baseball IQ is better than you and you're a high school baseball player, that's a problem.
Yeah,
That's
especially
an
if you're a
issue.
position player.
Yeah, yeah. Like what were we talking about? We were talking about something the other day.
It was like something as simple as like stretching and like knowing that you should be on the line.
catcher throws with the starting pitcher.
Yeah, like and you stretch with the starting pitcher.
And you go to the fucking end of the line.
Yeah,
you
people go
by
to the middle.
foul
Dude,
pole.
people are going to the middle.
Dude.
I'm like,
Yeah.
what is going on here? People are going like closest to the infield. I'm like, why are you guys doing this? They're like, oh, we just want to come out here. Didn't like the outfield. It's like, what are you talking about? You go down there. Like some crazy stuff. Like you
You ever
wouldn't
see
really
a catcher
think
go
about.
out?
What do you mean?
Like the pitcher stays in the line, catch it, dude. I would.
Yeah.
I've seen it a time or
I would
two.
lose my
It's
shit.
hysterical.
I would lose my shit if I saw that.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Yeah, it was, and like the other one was like they don't know when to warm up. It's like, it's not even 3:00. The game's at 4, and they're like, they didn't even stretch. They just threw a little bit. Like half the team's throwing, half the team's not, and then they're done. It's like, dude, even if we were to do IO in 5 minutes, you guys are gonna sit for an hour. Like you don't do that. Like, and I told them repeatedly, and it's like they just can't understand it, and it's just it's wacky. It's
At
wacky.
your high
dude.
school, you're coaching? No way.
Yeah,
Oh,
dude,
wow.
it's wacky, and it's like.
Interesting.
They just never learned. Because think about what they do, right? They go train in a tunnel. They throw in a tunnel. They hit in the cage. They go to their travel tournament for the weekend. They don't learn baseball or practice baseball and like what to do in certain situations. Like they're all learning that for the first time when they get to high school.
Yeah.
And some coaches never teach it because they don't know. So unless you're at a good program, you're never going to learn. Dude, something as simple as taking a lead at first base, dude. Like, they're literally behind the base 4 steps and then taking their lead.
Wow.
I'm like, do you guys realize why you're supposed to be close to the grass? Like, you guys aren't even close. And they're like, what? And they still, like, don't do it all the time. But it's like, if you're farther back, you're going to look farther away from the base to the pitcher, and he's going to pick off more and more. If you're closer to the grass, the depth perception, you look like you're closer to the base. It's that simple. So it's like, get closer to the dirt. Get closer to the infield grass. You're going to the backside of the base. It's not hard. And it's like, they don't know this stuff. And it's like, they just never learned it because they don't practice base running. They don't practice how to do like a good turn around the base, how to take leads. Like that stuff that just is completely glossed over these days. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot of good coaches out there.
Yeah.
It's important you find a good one.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
I had some pretty good coaches growing up, though. I got lucky.
Yeah, I did too. Definitely when I got to college, I had really good coaching at Mercer, and then Rowan Dixon was probably the best all-around coach.
Think about it. When we were playing, though, it was a little bit different growing up because there weren't a billion travel teams.
Yeah, and we were playing baseball.
Yeah, like
weren't
it got to the point where like towards the end there was like a new travel team like every year, but like it wasn't like there was 12 for every one that broke up. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Like now, like kid doesn't play. He was the 12th man. They find a way to make a roster for him.
Yeah.
And then that team leaves because they didn't play or didn't like it, and it's just like never-ending cycle of
Yeah.
just new teams. And it's usually either dads or people who are just out there trying to make money, and they're like, they can get by on enough people for whatever credentials they have, which is crazy. But it's like they don't know baseball or care about
Yeah,
baseball.
and then think about what those guys are doing at practice, bro.
I don't want to know.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't even want to know.
Like, I'll make the argument that, like, dude, showcase baseball. Like, if you go to a Lake Point, right, or you go to a PBR or whatever, like a PG event, and it's like one of those tournaments that there's a bunch of schools there, right? They're not, and this is gonna sound super strange, but just hear me out. Like, that's not real baseball. They're on a field playing the sport of baseball. Yes, they're doing the act of playing baseball, but like, dude, it's so surface level because a lot of those kids are just meeting each other for the first time. They're not really meshed as a team. It's all for self-gain. And I understand it to a degree because it's like, okay, you do need to get recruited. But that's making the game worse in some ways. It really is because like we're talking about the actual act of an art of playing baseball. That's like,
Well, a lot of the kids now
they're not really doing that.
They're showcase kids. They all hit the ball. They all hit the ball hard.
Yeah.
I will say that. They all hit the ball hard. They all throw the ball harder. Do they throw hard for long? Not really. They throw for a couple pitches, if we're being honest.
Yeah.
Like,
Because you'll get those kids, and I've talked about this so
but
much.
like they're built to get recruited,
Yes.
but not play baseball.
Yes.
It's like it's very
They're
interesting.
good. Yeah, they're a
It's gotta be.
picturesque baseball player. It's a good video to post on Flat Ground, right?
Yeah.
And like some of the, you know what Flat Ground on Twitter is,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. So like you'll get those kids that throw 90 in a bullpen, and then it's like, dude, in a game they're 84, 85. You see that so much. You see it so much. And that's a problem. And that's like also another reason why kids leave is because it's not deceiving necessarily because like they've thrown 90 before, but they'll go to that, say they get recruited to a rider, right? They're throwing 90, they get recruited to a rider. They go there in the fall and they're 84, 86. See ya. Good luck. Good luck. And it's true. And it's true. And you'll see that a lot. All right. That was a good conversation.
Yeah.
That was a really good conversation.
Where do you guys put this thing?
It's going to be on YouTube.
We still gotta figure out how to publish it.
Yeah, we got to jump through some hoops, but
We got jump.
but yeah.
That's funny as shit,
Dude, appreciate you coming on. Seriously.
this is
Appreciate
fun,
you being
man.
our first
Yeah.
guest.
Oh, I was the first guest?
First
Yeah.
guest.
I had no freaking clue.
Yeah.
I love
shake
it.
your hand, dude. Thanks, guy.
Fucking man.
For the mic.
You're the fucking man, Danny.
Thank you guys for tuning in to the Pro Source Pod. We'll see you next time.